I was doing the Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And Shaggy, my good friend, was doing the Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to his show on Friday night. He does the show. He tears it up. Next day is my show. I wake up for breakfast Saturday morning, and I'm in line with everyone. I'm putting the eggs and stuff. And I'm and then this lady in front of me turns around and sees me. She goes, "Oh my God, you were amazing last night." And I immediately said, "It wasn't me." And she starts to laugh her head off. Oh, it wasn't me.
Are you so funny?
And I'm like, no, really. I'm like, really? It wasn't me. It was Shaggy. She's like, oh, that's funny. You were great. And she walks off. Everybody around me is like, what the fuck?
JaySean's Basement Banter.
Yo, people, what's up, man? Oi, listen, I am bare gas. Today, I have one of my friends. He's my friend. He's one of the biggest legendary artists that you ever heard of. And you know what? You know when people go, this guy doesn't need an intro, but then they go and give a long ting intro. So I'm just not going to do that. Everybody knows if I just say Wagwan Sean Paul, what's happening, brother?
Yo!
Hey!
What's up?
Bro,
Sean, big up, bro.
I'm so happy
Big
to
up.
have you on with us, man.
It's good to see you in these crazy times, bro. Big up yourself, man.
God. So those people who can't see where Sean is right now, because some people are just listening to this, right, on a podcast. My man's got fancy on us, okay? Look at him. So first of all, we're all sick of this Zoom shit. But Sean decided to put a nice background. What is that background, bro? Where is it?
It's from a roof. I'm on my roof right now. I'm on the same roof, but it's cloudy today. So I decided to put up a picture I took the other day, which was a nice. So that is
your actual view right now?
Yeah, that's over that way. Yeah.
Oh,
so
that is mad.
I could show you what it is now. How do you take this off?
Bro, that's beautiful. Oh, that's another long one. That's like, I don't know. Let's not, but that is beautiful, man. So, oh, dude, it looks so nice.
Yeah, it's just gloomy though.
Listen, you're talking to someone who was born in England, bruv. That's not gloomy. You know, like all the white men in England would have their shirts off right now if that was their view.
Oh man, I just lost that pic. I'm gonna have to find back one, or you're gonna get a crazy one.
All right, God. So while we wait for Sean to get fancy and adjust his green screen picture, for those people,
just because you said green screen, oh no.
Oh, what is that, bruv?
Okay.
What is that, bruv? That's just some pure green screen.
I'm gonna find something else.
What is that? Is that just like a day's worth for you?
Yeah, just about a teacup's worth.
Oh my God!
I need to find back my pics, man.
How are you doing this off your phone?
Yeah, you just it says background, and then you insert one like this.
Okay, well, I'll say you know exactly what. Oh, that's one. Look at that. That's from one of your shows.
Yeah, man.
Bro, are you still there's so much to talk about, and I know that you must be like me, itching to get back on stage.
Yeah, I am, man. You know, the only good thing about all of this is the family time. To tell the honest truth,
yeah,
like, I'm getting 100%. To spend so much time with my son, my daughter.
Congrats on the door, bro. What? She's gonna be one soon.
Yeah, just about. Okay, we're on a private plane now. Hey.
This guy.
All right, I'm leaving that. I just wanted sunshine, so I got the sunshine now. So
I love that. You said I wanted sunshine. Bro, so you're in Jamaica. You live in Jamaica.
Yeah, bro.
And you always have, even from the beginning, from when this all started, popped off.
Yeah. You know, I was born in Jamaica. I was raised here. I represented Jamaica for swimming and water polo while as a teenager.
That is mad. I was going to ask you about that because I never knew about this, bro.
Yeah, man. My mom was swimming champion in the 60s for backstroke in the Caribbean. My aunt, her sister was breaststroke champion for the Caribbean. My dad was freestyle and long distance champion for the Caribbean. He won across the harbor here 5 times as a kid. So when I was born, they were teaching swimming every summer. So they just throw me in the water and be like, "Yo, look, he could swim." So,
yo, isn't that funny? Okay, so let me ask you, because Ava just learned how to swim without her armbands and all that stuff, like probably, I don't know, over this quarantine period, right? Yeah. And so I don't know if it's the same for you, Jamaican culture, but like in Indian culture, back in the day, they would have thrown us in the thing and just say, "Figure it out, bruv."
Basically, that's what, you know, they was just like, "Yo, see him here?" Boop, and threw me in. I think I could always swim. I don't know. I don't remember ever being taught move your hands like this, kick like that. Because every summer, as I said, it was them teaching a bunch of kids, and I would I don't like this thing on my head.
Yeah, you know what? Because you know what's happening? It's looking like a pineapple's growing out. I think that was the inspiration behind the mohawk.
Yeah, I'm gonna put none. All right,
there you go, bro.
You see the whole hills.
Yeah. Yo, that's your rooftop. That's beautiful, bro. God bless, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you, bro. I come up here to meditate. I write songs up here. I make noni juice up here. You know noni juice?
Yeah, noni juice. My cousin's name is Noni. That's why I always make fun of him.
This is not as sweet as your... It's there. Yeah.
Bro, I've been to Jamaica a couple of times for holiday, and I absolutely loved it. And obviously, you know, people in England, we have a huge Caribbean influence in everything, in our language, in our slang, food, everything. Because a lot of the black population in England, a lot of their roots are Caribbean, right? West Indian, a lot of them are Jamaican. And so even for us growing up, our slang, what our slang was literally patois, right? It was like what and so
it cuts through.
It does. It really, really does. And it's a big, big part of British culture. And I remember, obviously, for us, I can take it back to when what is now your screen is just
I got you now. I've been trying to find you back. I couldn't see you. I was like, where the hell is
you? Okay.
Sorry, bro.
No, that's all good, bro. That's all good. But I remember for us, bro, growing up in England, right? You obviously, bro, you were a phenomenon in England when you first broke and remained. That's the thing. That's the key, is that remaining in the game. It's not like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I remember when you were popping. You have consistently managed. And I don't, bro, you really have. What is it, coming up to 25 years, maybe?
20 years, yeah. I did my first demos in 1994. I got my first single out in 1996 here.
Jeez. Yeah. So can you, for the people that don't know, because people always ask me, how did you get in? And I know it must be I'm assuming it might be slightly different in the islands, because if it was in Jamaica, is there a different kind of scene? Like for me, I had to go down the classic, go to the record company and do the little showcase, you know? It was very, very formal and rigid. What was it like for you? How did you break?
Just doing dub plates in my brother's sound system. We use the bathroom to voice.
See, look at
so
that.
I'm in the bathroom. I'm like, you singing dub plates for Copper Shot Sound System, and that kind of got my name out there. People, of course, I really emulate and I love Supercat.
Yes, Supercat is a bad man.
And so a lot of people identify that style immediately. Oh, you sound like Cat, and you know, literally, it just kind of took off from there. So other sound system was like, yo, who's that dude? And they would tell them, and they would come and check me. So from about 1995, it's been a busy time, bro. I mean, it's been like, yo, one request after the next to either come and do a stage show or a barbecue or
that's blessed, man.
A song or a studio time or something. And yeah, it has been blessed, man. I have to give thanks for it. You know, I've been through a lot, and people ask me often, how did I stay in the game this long? I really don't know. I owe it to the fans, bro. I just know I work hard for every one song that you do hear. That I've had 4 songs that have been to #1, but every time that happens, it wasn't like I was, okay, this one is going to go there. I'm just doing more songs. You know? What it is about to me, it's about self-expression. It's about just getting whatever you want to say out there and having people actually vibe to that and groove with that. You know what I mean?
What I think is really, sorry, bro, I don't want to cut you off, but it's something that you just said, right? One thing I think about you, it's if you don't mind me saying, it's like you have a monopoly on this shit, bro. You do. It's like, yo. It's just, it is. Let's just be honest, bro. It's like no other person can actually do what you specifically do the way you do it. I'm talking about at least mainstream. There are some incredible reggae artists, dancehall artists, MCs who lend themselves and their voice, like I've grown up, I grew up in all of that dancehall music. So I know a lot about that, but a lot of my fans and my listeners might not know that heavy the way that I grew up with it.
Yeah.
But the thing about your voice, like you said, like the same way that Supercat's voice had that, it just had that little something to it, right?
True,
like,
yeah.
I remember one of the ones that he did it was a hip hop mix of Get a Red Hot. It was the hip hop mix that made me go, raw, this is mad. This guy sounds sick of a beats like this.
Yeah.
Okay, because it wasn't the dancehall production. It was a hip hop beat. I think it was a Cypress Hill beat or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. They remixed it over. Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
And then, do you remember the Bush Babies? Did you ever hear about the Bush Babies?
I do, yeah.
So the same way, because I grew up heavy into hip hop as well. And I remember hearing there were rappers, and there was one in England, we used to call it, it's funny, like we call it ragga. Can you explain the difference? Have you ever heard that? Like sometimes it was.
Yeah, because you know what? A lot of people would complain about the music at first, about how we were spitting or recording, because we do it in patois, right? So there would be people who were like, I don't know what it's saying. It's just saying raga, raga, raga. And it kind of turned into people saying the raga music. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see.
Because the way how we talk, people was trying to emulate. What are they saying? They just keep saying raga, raga. I don't know what they're saying. So even in Trinidad, there's a song, a soca song.
Raga, raga, raga. No. Is it that one you took? Yeah.
Yeah. It was about our music. He was saying, everywhere I go, these taxis are playing these songs, and all I hear is raga, raga, raga. I don't know what they saying. That's the whole topic of that song. It's talking about dancehall music, raga music. Mm-hmm. So we don't call it raga music, but I understand when people say raga, raga. You understand? like oh, raga.
Yeah.
And England just took it as a talk, and just kind of like it became what people call raga music. You know what I mean?
I think that term now has kind of died out, but I remember back in the day, that is kind of how we used to define people like yourselves who used to spit MC in patois as opposed to singing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was what really drew me towards that, towards your music, really. And I remember because I used to DJ back in the day as well. I still DJ now, but hearing your music, the way that you cut through in England, that's understandable, okay? Because like I said, there's a big West Indian community in England, but the fucking United States of America, bro.
Yeah, man.
How on earth?
I don't know, man. It's been good. And what I can say is that being the person that this has been happening to, it's been a whirlwind. And I have never had a plan like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna move to that stage, and then it was totally like it's always been on the fly. Like I decided to do a song with you because you had one of my dancers in your videos. Of course, I like your music, but I was jealous. I was like, damn, he got Tavy in his vid. Sucks. And then I saw you on a red carpet, and I was like, yo, bro, you took my dancer, and you was like, what? And you were like, let's do a song. I was like, yeah. It was on the fly. It just felt good. You know, you weren't offended by me saying that. You was like, what the fuck? You laughing. I just felt you were good peoples, and that's how I've been working. You know what I mean? So with all that being said, and I don't have the master plan. I don't know what it was or what it is. I just know that I like to express myself through music. And when people do ask me, you know, I think I'm just kind of real on the interview, and I'll tell you the real shit. I'm not trying to be like the quote unquote, next person. Like a lot of us act like each other. You know, who is the big man? Then you start acting like him, and I just didn't want to do that. So I think that helped me to stand out. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you know what? Can I just say this is just straight up? Because I've never really probably told you this, but the same way that you've worked with I don't even know who you haven't worked with at this point. It's insane.
Been a minute.
But it's insane, bro. And we'll get back to that in a sec. But the same way that I've been very blessed and very fortunate to have worked with a lot of people, some of them, majority of them actually, people that I looked up to, my idols, you know? And when you get to meet them, sometimes they say, I hope you never meet your idol.
You don't meet your idol.
might let you down, right? And
it's the truth. It's the same thing. I know exactly what you're saying. And meet some people sometimes, and you're like, damn, that's what they like.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it fucks everything up because then you don't want to listen to their music again because it ruined the whole thing. You don't want to, kind of, right? And you might not want to watch their movies because you're like, yo, I liked you, man. You're a prick, bro. Like, I don't. You know what I mean? Exactly. So truth is, and I've told a lot of people this, because I get asked all the time. I'm sure you do all the fucking time. So of all the people you've worked with, who's been your favorite? And what's been? They always say this to me, and I say, look, and I give the generic answer that doesn't offend anybody, and I tell people, listen, man, and the truth is, they have all been special in their own way. Of course they are, right? Yeah. But how many of them I can call brethrens? How many of them I can call my friends? How many I can actually say outside of this have we kind of stayed in touch? You know what I mean? It had a good vibe and good rapport. There's not many. Yeah. And I always say you and Craig David are two of my, really? What I would say two of the realest. Really, two of the, you know, and like you and Steve and Richie, bro. I even know your security like that. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like that goes a long way. And I tell you, because people remember that. Even people at radio, I'm sure you know this. If you go in and they like you. Yeah, bro. Is a thing. It's a personality thing. Yep. And also, like when you said there's not much people that you continue to befriend in the business. Mm-hmm. I get it. It's the same thing with me. Sometimes it's just because we're busy and we don't speak to each other for months or even years. Mm-hmm. But it's the same experience to me. I'm still a positive person. And I still try to like those assholes' music if I no, if I ever met or know the movies or whatever. Yeah. Or even sports personalities. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You meet certain people sometimes you're like, what? Mm-hmm. But still, you know, everybody got their times because I can definitely think back on times where I was having a bad fucking day. For real. And something happened and people was just like, he just not nice. And, you know, it just depends. We are human beings, you know what I mean? So I try to remember that about people as well. Mm-hmm. And I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. There've been one or two who really show me they're assholes, man. And all they really paying attention to is what these conglomerates paying attention to: the money, the figures, the numbers. Mm-hmm. And then in that respect, they take all the art out of it. And for me, if I respected your art, it's kind of hard for me after that. Yes. To see that you're just someone who don't really, the art comes second for you. But it's also about gratitude. It's about, you know what it is, Sean? I think it's a lot of different things. I think it's about gratitude is way up there. And you, in all of your posts, you always say give thanks. You're always saying that. And that is gratitude is important, man. Really important. And I have always been grateful for the fact that, bro, we've both been in the game a minute now. I'm coming up towards 20 years. You already passed 20 years. And I really, to this day, we joke about it. I remember when we were on stage, I think it was in Germany, and we were about to go out. There was a mad amount of people, like 30,000, some crazy amount of people in France, or maybe, remember, I think we did our last gig. And we were both side stage, and we looked out there, and there were mad people out there, and we started laughing because I think I said to you, I was like, bro, I can't believe they still give a shit about us. Yeah, bro. I think it was my shiny jacket. It was my shiny jacket that they really liked. Yeah. But it was really nice. It's cool for make fun of yourself that way, man. And it is. Because to tell the truth, there's just so much things that it could have gone the other way in both our lives and in so much different artists' lives. As you can see, a lot of artists from the Caribbean getting in trouble right now too, and also just in the hip hop world. Yeah, like, man. Those things is real. They can reach you. You know what I mean? So to kind of not take it as serious all the time, and to kind of make fun of even those. It's a big time, but I would rather make fun of it instead of be arrogant about it. Like, yo, look how much people come to see me. Yes, you know what I mean? Because 10 years down the road, they're going to be coming to see someone else. And I've always remembered that. And I don't know if it's because of my fear of that or me just remembering that and being humble to that fact. You are. And that's why, like I said, that's why I think I consider you my boy, is because you always had that humility. Like, of course, for me, coming up, you had done so much. You had all these hits around the world. And the way that you didn't show arrogance, you met me on the same level. was so nice, and I really appreciated that. And I think that, and I think that goes a really long way. And talking about making fun, bro, I don't know if the people know this story, but when we were in one of these, I don't know, we've done a lot of shows together, but when we were backstage on one of these shows, I think it was a French guy, and he was like, okay, so Chantal, would like to ask you, how do you, and then you were like, yo, man, let's switch up real quick. Let's pretend that you're me and I'm you. So I don't know. so you put on your best British accent and pretended to be Jay Sean.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I was pretending to be you, dude. That shit was so funny. But I think it's those little moments that get you through this. Because you know what? It is weird, isn't it, bro? It's weird. Fame is weird. Being famous
is monotonous, bro.
Yeah, and
it's monotonous. So the first 5 years, I was like, okay, I'm not done with expressing myself or making music, but I'm done with pretending that I'm a god right now. It's like, fuck that shit. I mean, you do kind of feel like that for some parts. You're like, yo, everybody in the world knows my song. You know what I mean? Everybody. Wow, I'm huge. But honestly, I come back down to earth, man, because you know, there's been so much before you, and there's gonna be a lot more after you, and for you to actually make an impact is to be, you know, to be humble is gonna carry you a long way, I believe. I think I'm a testament to that, man. I'm a humble kid, man. There's many things that I've done. I got curry on my shirt right now, bro. I'm real, bro.
I love this. I love this shit.
And I ain't running down numbers. Nah,
man. I remember talking in some of my podcasts. What I've been doing is, instead of showing all the amazing stuff, because that people see the amazing stuff. They see us up on the award shows. They see all of that. They see you up on stage at Beyonce. They get all of that. Like, wow. But when they hear some real life, if you can see Sean right now. Yo, you're stupid, man. So what I like to do, I tell people the stories that they're like, no, bro, shut up. That never happened to you. I'm like, yeah, bro. I was like, sure.
Messing with the camera. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I remember there was this time, Sean, right, where I thought I was in America, and I was like, yo, man, I'm here with so check this. This is mad. I was on a tour with Enrique, Bruno Mars, Katy Perry, and there was someone else. And it was my first big radio tour of United States. Yeah, this is mad one. So we're all there now, and we're doing that Madison Square Garden, Staples, all of them, right? So I'm like, fuck, this is a huge lineup. So I'm kind of newest to the scene, but my songs are still like, I had 2 songs in the top 10 at the time, so it was still popping. Banging. So I was like, whatever. So we're sitting there, and we're in the green room, and nobody can decide the running order. No one can decide who's going where, because they were all big stars. So nobody wants to offend each other, okay? So neither did the promoter. So the promoter said, I want you guys, please figure it out amongst yourselves. Okay? So we're sat there now, all in a room. So Enrique's like, well, I can't end this, man. You know, Katy, they're all here for you. Gonna be screaming little girls. They want to be just like you. And Katy's like, are you kidding me? Like, you're all guys. No way. They're not staying for me. Like, I'm not going last. They're not gonna stay for me. All this stuff. And Bruno's like, man, I'm brand new to this shit too. I don't really know, you know? So here's me. I'm silent the whole time. So then I stick my hand up like a little fucking kid in school. And I go, guys. And they're like, yeah. I was like, seriously, I really don't mind fucking closing the show. And they're like, okay, there you go. Jay Sean's headlining.
Damn. That's crazy.
Because, bro, I'm saying, crazy. What have I got to lose? I got nothing to lose, bro.
Honestly.
So I went back, I called my friends. I go, you're not going to believe this. I'm headlining a tour with Katy Perry. So anyway, I think I'm on cloud 9 now, right? I'm thinking, yeah, smashed it. Bro, how about this? 2-3 days into the show, okay? We've done like 3 gigs now. I'm doing my sound check. Katie's walking off her sound check now. Swear down, she goes to me like this. Oh my God, you're like here at every show. I'm like,
what does that mean?
I said, huh? And she goes, are you like a mega fan or something? Did you win a competition?
Wow.
Or like, and then she's like, oh wait, no, the sound engineer. I was like, yeah, I'm the sound engineer.
Wow.
But again, bro, goes to show she was living in her own world. I didn't mean fuck all to her because she was doing her own thing. And that's when it brings you right back down to earth, right? And that's what I always laugh, because that is the fun side and the silly side of it all. When you think you might have smashed it, God goes, relax, little boy. Calm down.
Man. Yeah, man.
You
like
know?
I'm on a plane one day and an elderly lady sitting beside me. She's Latino, she's Spanish, and she's like, you have chains on and stuff. She's like, are you a rapper? And I was like, nah, I do reggae. And she goes, oh, reggaeton. And I almost got into a big fight with her. Here I am, the king of dancehall kind of vibe. You know what I mean? I'm really on top. And then she's telling me reggaeton, and I'm like trying to explain to her at her age what it is. So I get it, man. But back to Katy Perry, I always liked her left titty. I'm not sure why, but something draws me to the left side of her chest every time. Not her heart.
Oh, really? Yeah, there you go. I'm going to have to check that out. So has there ever been, I love those moments, bro. Has there ever been anything like that with you? Like, because obviously you've met a lot of these, you've been with so many of these stars. Was there ever a moment where there was, I don't know, an ego clash or something weird or something funny or something silly that you were like, rah, I didn't think it was meant to be like this?
Or
is it just been smooth sailing for you?
No, another one of them moments where I went to a show in the Caribbean. I think it was Antigua. So it was a festival. So the Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. So I was doing the Saturday night. Mm-hmm. And Shaggy, my good friend, was doing the Friday night. Mm-hmm. So I go to his show on Friday night. He does the show. He tears it up. Next day is my show. I wake up for breakfast Saturday morning. And I'm in line with everyone and putting the eggs and stuff. And I'm and then this lady in front of me turns around and sees me. She goes, "Oh my God, you were amazing last night." And I immediately said, "It wasn't me." And she starts to laugh her head off. Oh, it wasn't me.
Are you so funny?
I'm like, no, really. I'm like, really? It wasn't me. It was Shaggy. She's like, oh, that's funny. You were great. And she walks off. Everybody around me is like, what the fuck? So,
that's too good.
And I told him that story after, but it's like those things happen. We did a show, me and you and Shaggy in Trinidad, didn't we?
That was mad. Remember when it started pissing down with rain, bro? That was sick. That was such a fun show, man. I loved our Australia tour that we did together. Remember that when we had me and my beatboxer Zany and we had all of them.
Yeah, man. Eve was there. Bunch of peeps. Eve and who else was there?
Me, you,
Kelly Rowland.
Who else was there?
Akon, I think.
Yeah. Akon and Pitt, I think.
Yeah, Akon and Pitt. Yeah, that was good. Good.
That was mad.
Good shot.
Oh man, we had such.
That was actually the biggest urban shows in Australia, and for me too. I've been back to Australia a couple times. The last time I was in Australia was February, just before this whole lockdown. Actually.
Shit.
Yeah, they got 2 cases while I was there in Sydney, and I was like, I want to go home, bro.
Dude, I love Australia, man. I really love it out there. The fans are so loyal, and it's just such a vibe, isn't it, the country?
Yeah.
Bro, let me ask. Go on.
That first concert we went with everyone, with Eve and everyone, that was the biggest stadiums of people to listen to urban music, like our music. That was pretty cool. Because Australia is not really oriented for urban music that way. Pop more and you know, rock, I guess, and some other stuff. But
they love it out there. Bro, Jamaica, I can't even imagine what it's like for you walking around there. That's
right.
It's so bro, it's so gorgeous, man. Look at that. I wish, guys, for everyone who's streaming, just go on my YouTube channel and just look how my man is living beautifully in such a gorgeous country. Bless you, brother. That's amazing.
You,
so the reason I asked you earlier about why you live in Jamaica, and that might be a weird question for some people, is because a lot of the time, a lot of stars who make it from other countries end up moving to America, whether it's LA or right? They just do because the market's so crazy and end up moving there. So for you, and also, Jesus, man, like you are like, you can't go anywhere on that island without everyone knowing who you are. So how does it go about? Everybody knows you.
Even about 2003, people was like, "Oh, that's Sean." I mean,
they're just cool with it.
yeah, it was a couple of years I've been famous here. You know what I mean? Actually, the same thing happened to Bob Marley, man.
Oh man.
Just that's the guy, and you check him for stuff, but he's no longer like, oh wow, you know what I mean? Not all the time do I get that. I do get that here in my country, but other than that, it's pretty cool. And
they get
yeah,
used. They get you. Go on, Cameron.
Yeah, you were saying something about other artists move away a lot to different places. I always just thought from the beginning, like, the world should know Jamaica, like, and I always thought that. So I always wanted to give the world a piece of Jamaica, but I never ever felt I should leave. And I also felt that me leaving Jamaica was adding to our brain drain and adding to, like, every time we have brilliant students, they go away to study, they get jobs abroad, for every profession, and every sports faculty also. A lot of people go away to get proper training, and so that's why I love, like, what Usain Bolt did and his coach. They did it from here. You know what I mean? They didn't go away to receive this special training. They believed in themselves. They believed in each other, and they put their all into it. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing that I believe I'm doing. I'm taking part in the history of the country.
Yeah,
I'm taking part in the culture of the country. And it's not like, I went to somewhere else. I've just never envisioned myself living anywhere else. This is beautiful. You know what
beautiful,
I mean?
Bro. Why?
There's also a lot of big bad stuff that go on in Jamaica. You have to understand that. But there's, for me, it outweighs it. And if I run from the big bad stuff, I don't get a chance to make the difference and teach my kid different, or teach my son's kids different, my brother's kids different, or even my son's kids when he gets kids.
Can I ask you about that? Because obviously people know you're successful. If you do go to certain parts of Jamaica, doesn't it get you a little shook? Like, yo, you're immediately going to be a target.
No, not like target wise, but shook for how people live. Like I've been to studio. I've been to studio in Waterhouse where King Jammy's studio is, and I came outside after recording, and the place is just like smog. Like I couldn't breathe good. I have asthma, so I was like, "Yo, what the fuck's going on today?" And they're like, "It's always like this here."
Wow.
And I go there a lot, so I've been there a lot. So I had never been there at a time where it was like that. And the reason why it was like that is because they're right beside the dump for the city. So the city's always burning. There's always this garbage fumes coming. So sometimes it's worse. And that day it was worse. And I was like, bro, this is bad for y'all lungs and shit. And they was like, this is where it is. So yeah, so that's what shakes me up, because I've been blessed, and actually I'm feeling like I have to try to make a difference here. You know
That's
what I mean?
Beautiful. You got a foundation, haven't you, Sean?
Yeah. Mostly I've done stuff without really like posting it out there about what it is that I do, and on a day-to-day basis to people who I know or just have met, and I appreciate their struggle, and I appreciate seeing them. They're trying. You know what I mean? I try to give them the chance, and there's some people who don't make use of that chance. And there's some people who do, and the people who do, I don't have to give them anything again. And the people who don't make use of the opportunity that I would try to give them, is either they weren't ready for it, or I shouldn't do that for them again, because they're just not focused on that, and it kind of makes them complacent or dependent on me or people like me. But when I see people who, like, I help them out, and they be industrious with it, and they go forth and do some great things for themselves. Like I can mention, someone who I know who sells Wrigley's gum and cigarettes in parties. Like, so in Jamaica, you have outdoor parties. You go to this, and he's a sidewalk vendor, but he kind of gets into the dances, and he has his little stall and stuff. So I've known him for years, and he expressed to me, bro, I really need, like, my wife and me is doing this business. We're struggling. And if I get another ride, like she will be able to work one party while I can work the other one. And I was like, damn, let me take the chance to help him. I could buy a chain.
Right.
I have chains already.
Yeah.
But let me help this kid. So I help him out.
That's nice.
And like years later, he keep coming to me back and saying, bro, you don't understand what you did for me.
Wow.
You doubled my business.
Wow.
And so people like him is who I look forward to helping. You know what I mean? And
beautiful, brother.
Besides that, the foundation does things like what we just did for COVID-19 thing. Like we gave out relief packages for 150 families in a certain area.
That's beautiful.
And also built watersheds because it's gonna be a dry summer, even though it's cloudy now. They're claiming that the drought's gonna be bad. So a lot of people can't keep their hands clean. They can't keep their household clean. So building the watersheds is a community thing that other people can, everybody from the community can utilize and kind of keep sanitized, cook with it, even grow plants with it. I also gave away a tree to everybody that got the care packages to plant, like a small tree. Just to put it in their head, like, all of this stuff that we're giving you, the flower and everything comes from a tree. So if you plant back a tree, that's a great way of just kind of giving back and ensuring that in the future, something will come back to you karmically.
Absolutely. Karmically, whatever the word is. Bro, you know what? This is honestly, I'm not just saying it, bro. This is the point at which you people like yourselves and Akon are so leagues beyond these new wave kids who are coming, who is all about me, grab. Because I understand that you understand how blessed you've been and you've been successful in the industry. And now you're giving back as much as you can, not just for these homes, for, like you said, for your country. To be able to say that you have put Jamaica on a map. When it comes to you and the way you speak and your little catchphrases, I saw that you had this little soundboard, which was fucking hilarious. So we got to tell people about that, right? It's on your Instagram. You can go and click on your link. You can prank people doing your
and it's free. It's not really for no money. It's just like for people to play around with,
So
the sayings, you know what I mean? So what can I say?
I have to ask you on a lighter note. How many times when people meet you, this is so stupid because this happens to me so much. It happened to me, yo. People, listen to this. As much as I've known Sean for over 10 years now, okay? But something weird happens when you meet Sean in real life, okay? Inside your head, you see him and then you go, oh, Sean Paul equals that. You just, it's immediate. It's like an equation. Sean Paul equals, okay? So anyway, I'm stood there next to Sean, filming "Make My Love Go," our music video for "Make My Love Go."
Yeah, I remember.
Right, we had jokes, man. We had bare jokes on that set. So we're stood there, and in between takes, when my brother wasn't shouting at me for fucking messing around, because my brother was the director.
Yeah, I remember.
One time, I remember we did a take, right, and I came back and I used to check. I kept checking. Oh, let me see that. And he literally said out loud, he goes, can you get back on the fucking stage? He goes, do you see Sean doing that? No. So why are you doing that? Get back on the fucking stage. So I heard all the extras. They were like, wow, that director's really mean to Jay Sean. They had no idea that he was my brother.
He's your brother.
Yeah. So I'm sat there now. I'm like, all right, I better not fuck around. Let me just be good. And I'm stood there next to you. And we're just in between takes. And I'm under my breath. I'm going, dirty. And then I looked around at you and I was like, oh, fucking hell. Please don't tell me he's looking at me. I think I'm such an idiot. But people must do that. No, they come up. They must have these fucking.
Yeah, right? I do. I get that. I get So Me Goes Then.
Yeah.
Get a couple of different ones.
I know Jody's your wife. Who's a Rebecca?
I don't know.
Rebecca. You don't know. You just made it up.
But Kana was the girl. Kana was chilling with my wife at the time, and I was driving to the studio. There, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to the studio. They're like, okay, put my name in the song. I was like, all right, cool. And then I did the song, and I was looking for the intro, and I was like, oh, I'll just put their name in the song.
That is mental. That's so cool, bro. Immortalized for life.
Yeah, right.
He gets Husband of the Year award every year.
I get a lot of Rebeccas coming up to me. Yeah, I'm Rebecca. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Funny.
So I wanted to ask you a quick question about music, right? Because obviously the people who listen to us are going to want to hear us talk music for a sec, and stop, like, you know, as much as they want to hear us fucking around and goofing off. There is definitely one thing that I am fascinated about when I'm for other songwriters and artists. I love knowing people's writing process. I've been in the room with Wayne and seen how he memorizes everything in his head and then he puts it down. Yeah, all these different people have different ways.
Yeah.
How do you write your songs?
There's different ways. Like sometimes, like people have asked me this from the beginning, and I'm like, it's never one way. However, I do like to, as you say, what Wayne does. I do it in a slight different way. Like I'll hear the rhythm, and 4 lines will come to me, and I will not want to lose them or the way it goes. So I go straight in the studio, and then I just stay in there. Okay. So I'm like, I'm put these 4 down, and I just go from there. So after that, probably 8 come, and I'm like, yeah, wicked, and that's how I do.
So you're building behind the mic.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, basically. Okay. And sometimes freestyling a couple lines, and then people's like, nah, that's whack. I'm like, cool. Let's go again. Yeah, and it's trial and error, but also, like, there's times where the lyrics have just come in my head, and I'm like, I'm gonna write a song about my Lion of Judah T-shirt.
Right.
And I just put those lines in there. You know what I mean? So different ways, but mainly it's about grooving with the rhythm. The rhythm tells me like what to say. Like there's people who they will write out a whole song and it's all party oriented or meaningfully or whatever. And then they go and the rhythm is like doom 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 and they're trying to sing a meaningful song on it. And it doesn't match kind of. Well, to me, I let the rhythm tell me what it is. So if I'm hearing that and the first thing comes to my brain is the club, the girl swinging her ass, I'm like, I'm going to go there.
Yep.
There's times where I will hear, like, it's still swinging and banging, but it also has a little romantic kind of chord with it. So I'll be singing something more romantic instead of swing the ass. But that's it. It's the rhythm that actually says to me, say this, say that.
Got you. So the reason I ask you that is because when I write, I go same thing. I go off the whatever the feeling of the instrumental is, which we're calling it for you guys. You call it the rhythm. For us, it's the instrumental for the people who are listening. So just the music. So same way you said, man. If it's a song that makes you feel a certain way and you feel like partying and having fun and popping bottles, don't sing about nothing heavy. It's not gonna work. But then you know. But what I do, which is why I was asking you, is I go down there and I'll put down a nonsense melody first, no lyrics. So it could literally just be the melody. Now with you, the thing is, even though you are chatting and you're almost like, for most people, for lack of a better word, rapping over these beats, you're doing it with a melody. So you're doing, I don't really care what people say. That's a very obvious melody. Now, did you come up with the melody and lyric at the same time, or do you go and then fill in the lyric?
Sometimes it's like that, but a lot of the time, if I've listened to the rhythm quite a few times, the melody's already there, so I just know where it's gonna go. I'm just trying to put the words to it.
Okay. Gotcha. So
but there's sometimes where I feel it out like that for real. Like it's like same thing. Like you just humming this melody and the words start to fall in place. Yeah.
Did I tell you?
I also do write, like sit down and write verses out. I haven't done it in a long time. And the reason being, I think that when I do write like that nowadays is when I don't want to write. I don't want to do it, but I know I have to do the song. Not because I don't like the song or don't like the artist, just because I've been doing this for 20 years. So this time I want to spend with my family. This time I want to reason with my moms,
absolutely,
spend time with my wife or my son,
absolutely,
or my daughter. So those things kind of nowadays kind of are over my head. So I can't freestyle because they're sitting on my head. So
wow.
So I'll write it down, and that helps me to concentrate on those times. But mainly it is about the freestyling and just vibing it out.
I saw this freestyle you did in it was the BET. It was Tigger, Big Tig.
Yeah.
And you did this freestyle over to Lose Yourself.
On Eminem.
Yeah, that shit was so hard. But you know, when
Appreciate
it comes to the rhythms, I've always wondered this, bro. So like, obviously, for a lot of people out there who are listening, you might have heard a Sean Paul song, but then you also heard a Beanie Man song or a Bounty Killer song, and you're like, yo, bro, that's the same beat. And a lot of people, right?
You do sound like Simple Simon there, bro.
Yeah. So I've always wondered, how does it work with the publishing on that? Like,
50% of it goes to the producer or the producers.
Gotcha.
So 50% is the person who wrote the rhythm or did any style of production on it. And then so the next 50% is cut up. If it's your song, like I'm on it, so this is my version. If I wrote it myself, it's all me. That's my 50%.
Got you.
So Beanie Man would go on his. Now 50% is the same producer's own.
Oh wow! So
Beanie Man's
producer,
yeah.
Eating.
But this is the reason why it happened. Like back in the day, bands were really huge in Jamaica. Everybody was emulating, trying to be the next Bob Marley. So, or not trying to be, but just loving that and trying to make music that way. But an economy hit us, and not every kid who is musical or has songs in their heart to sing has the space, the time, the proper training to be that musician in a band type thing.
Got you.
So kids used to hang out at the producer's gate, like, and then when they see him, like, yo, I have a song, goes so and so and so. And if you ever seen the movie Harder They Come, I suggest you do check it out, because Harder They Come tells that story.
Oh,
exactly
shit.
That story of Jimmy Cliff hanging out, waiting to be voiced, and he's chilling, and then the producer comes and he's like, let me hear you, and he's still in his car, and he sing a song, and he's like, man, that sounds okay, and he drives off. Because these guys were basically producers. They have their own studio, but it takes their electricity bill. They have to buy a tape. They have to pay the engineer. There's a lot of stuff that they have to do. So it kind of fell into the point where let's do this. Let me put one rhythm and put 4 different artists on it, because I don't know which one of those songs is gonna hit. Whichever one hits, I'll make it. That guy will make it. You know what I mean?
Got you.
That's where it kind of started, and then the general public in Jamaica just started to, like me, the kids, we start to love that. We like to hear the different meditations, because if you think about it, the rhythm track is like, the driving force, and you chanting over that. And everybody got a different, meditation on the song. Yeah. Some people singing about a girl, some other people singing about guns, some other people singing about Rastafari and teaching, and some other people singing about love. So it's like, or dancing or weed or whatever. And it's almost like a church to me when I hear a rhythm. When you're in church, if you ever been to church or any religious ceremony, when there's a parts in the ceremony where you break and you make a noise, you make a joyful noise to the Lord. You know what I mean? The rhythm drives it, and you stay to the topic of what it is. But like, can you imagine if everything was preached to you that way through music? I think it would just be amazing. And that's to me what I take dancehall for. Even the negative songs, the bad man songs and stuff like that. That's the people talking.
Right.
I mean, that's what these kids are seeing in their life, and that is probably not something to be celebrated, but something to educate me. I can know that, this is what this kid's seeing and living.
So like, obviously for a lot of people, like someone like Vibes is so different with what he's talking about to what you are talking about and commercially, but you're both from Jamaica. You're both eyes from Jamaica.
Live probably 5 miles bird eye view in terms of where he used to live. But now, I mean,
mad.
It's just like, there's so much differences in the society.
Exactly.
Like, I used to like to say there's 10 different Jamaicas. I've been to certain places and I'm like, none of these people do what I know the rest of the people in town kind of do or are into.
Do you know what I really noticed, Sean, that was really interesting? When I went over to Jamaica or just in the West Indies, like there's any of those islands, they really do love pop music, like reggae versions of these big pop songs, bro. I was shocked. Because people think, like, for people who don't really know, they're like, Jamaica, that's a hard dancehall. But then, like, a Daniel Bedingfield, if you're not the one, reggae version, come on, everyone start going, you know what I mean? And I was like, it was mad. So with you, obviously I know you're versatile. I know that I can tell because I'm an artist. I hear the way that you flow over something like, I don't know, the playground rhythm or like the Egyptian rhythm is going to be completely different to the way that you're going to interpret a verse for something, a pop song. Like, do you remember? It's just very different. And that ability to be able to put on a different character, I'm assuming, is it a character that you play? You're like, this guy is going to be right for this song.
Again, it's just the rhythm, and it just how
it makes you feel.
Yeah, how it makes me feel. There's some songs that it just makes me feel like I can't be an asshole to ladies on this. Like, I can't be like, deport them, report them. Like, because that song is really braggadocious, but it just felt fun. It's actually the freaking background from It's a Small World After All.
Yeah. It's so sick, bro.
So I was like, this is just sick and it's fucking funny. So and I'm just gonna make fun of deporting people and also ladies at the same. Like, if she can't stay up to date, deport them. But that is a joke to me. My personality sees that as a joke. Like,
gotcha.
I never speak about women that way, really. But then there's some other songs that I'm really more, I feel more, you know what I mean? So there's a song I have, it says, "Sometimes I hear you calling out my name. I can hear you deep down in my brain. If I'm a fool, I only got myself to blame, So that's more like, I'm hurting, I want the girl, or songs like, "Nah, get no blind, Sean Paul, I pressure you with one more try." It's not as braggadocious, but it's the rhythm that made me say it. Like, you know what I mean? It's not me going, oh, I'll be this character, and it's just like, just what it sounds like it's supposed to be. And
the way
that's just the natural. Like, I've never wanted to. Let me see if I can make a hit song about this. It's just like, whatever this rhythm is telling me to do, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And somebody in the earth gonna appreciate it, even if it's only 3 people. And that's how I've approached every fucking song.
When you came to America, right? Because the same thing happened to me. They didn't know that I was British, first of all, because when I sing, for me it's a little bit different. With you, obviously, they can tell you're Jamaican, but with me,
but a lot of English people. When you sing, people are like, "Are they from America?"
Yeah,
it's funny. The accent, I guess it's the English language. I don't know, but the accent's not full. You can't really hear that English accent as much. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, right. So they thought I was American. So the minute I opened my mouth, they were confused as shit because they were like, "Wait, what?" And then they thought I was
like that, bro?
Yeah. But first of all, they thought I was like Spanish or some shit because they didn't know it. You tell them I'm Indian, bro. I had so many of this shit. They thought I had this one girl when I told her I was Indian. She was like, "Oh my god, so you live in like one of those little teepees?" I swear, bro.
Yeah,
I swear. I go, yeah, that's what I do. I've come from this radio station. I go and sleep in a fucking teepee. That's what I do. But anyway, but for you, when you came fresh, I look back at some of my interviews when I was fresh from England. I was really speaking hard British, like, bruv, they wouldn't even get. And I realized over the time, it's not like I changed my accent because I'm still very British, but there's certain inflections I had to change because they just wouldn't get it. So like now, if I ask for a glass of water, I'm going to be like, excuse me, can I have a glass of water? Water or something? I'll do something where they're like, they'll know it's a question. With you, I'm sure you must have had to be like, fuck me. Do I have to repeat myself all the time?
Yo, but that's it. It's kind of funny because a lot of people are like, yo, you don't change your accent. That's why I love you. Jamaican people will say that to me. But other people, like, I've been in studio with producers and they're like, you don't sound Jamaican to me, man.
That's
and
so
I'm like,
nice.
That's because you're sitting there talking. I'm trying to relate to you.
Right.
Like, and they're like, nah, we'll talk Pato, let me hear. And then I'll say something and they're like, but you're just making that up. But the thing is, if I do speak to you like that 24/7, I'd have to be saying it 3 times. I give you examples.
Yes.
I've been in the supermarket in Publix with my mom in Miami.
Right.
And my mom has a proper English, not English accent, but she speaks proper English. And because she speaks so proper, people don't know where the fuck she come from because they hear the accent, but she speaks proper English, right? So, so she's asking this guy in the aisle, excuse me, would you mind telling me where the milk is?
Right.
And he's like, huh? And she said it again. She said, would you mind telling me where the milk is? Where's the milk aisle? And he was like, huh? So I was like, hold on, Mom, let me do this. I was like, yo, where the milk at? And he was like, oh, it's over there. And she was like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, because you have to speak to people sometimes.
The way that...
Yeah, especially you're in Miami. He's probably looking at my mom. He thinks she's Latino.
Gotcha.
And then she's like, would you please tell me where?
Right.
And he's like,
it's confusing.
Yeah, he don't understand. So this is it, bro. I mean, to me, it's easy to do. It's something I used to see my father doing. I like talking to somebody on the phone. The first person he's talking to is from England. He's like, yes, mate. All right, mate.
Yeah.
Good, mate. Yeah. And then he's talking to somebody from America. And he's like, yeah, man. Yeah. Really, man. And my mom used to be like, what the fuck's wrong with this dude? Why you don't have your own accent?
My dad does that too.
Yeah, communicate, man. It's just easier.
It is. Yo, real quick, because there's this one thing I saw this video, right? I saw of you ages ago. This girl was interviewing you. I was fucking rolling, bro. She was like as white as it gets from America, like this fucking ditzy white girl. And she's like, oh my God, I got Sean Paul with me. Like, oh my God, like, I can't even believe this. And she was like, Sean, so like, teach me some Jamaican. And you were like, yeah, man, what do you want to do? And she's like, I've heard, okay, wait, let me see if I'm going to get this right. Okay. Wagwan Rasclat. Yo, I fucking fell, bro. I fell off my chair. I was like, you stupid ass Becky. But you don't even know what Rasclat means. And you handled it like a G, though. You were like real nice about it. You were like, yeah, Wagwan, that's cool. That means what's up. But like, I don't think the two would go together necessarily. You Wagwan Rasclat, because Rasclat is really a nice word.
Yeah. Yo, them thing that it just goes to show you how uncultured certain people are. You know what I mean? Because I know everything about Becky. She does not know everything about me, and it's apparent.
Yo, real quick before we go, because thank you, bro. You've been kicking it with me for a minute.
Yeah, bro.
I have to tell you this funny story. So I don't know. Do you know? There's this boy, a friend of mine. He's called Dreddy. He used to be in So Solid Crew. You guys might have. He's from England. Remember that group who had that tunes? Got 21 seconds to go. Got 21 seconds to go. They had a big garage crew. Anyway, he's full on like this guy's dreadlocks, bro. Like long to his knees. Okay. So we're standing. He was my hype guy for a lot of my shows in England. We're standing there now at this like show, and there's a lot of Indians there because obviously I have tons of Indian fans. So this Indian guy in his like vest, he's doing security. He decides he wants to go over and talk to him. Okay, and he goes up to him. I swear down, we're side stage. He goes, "Just want to say that I also like Bob Marley." And then my boy turns around. He goes, "Do you? I think he's shit." And he's never like, he's just to throw him off. But the fact that the cultural, like the stereotype of what it's associated with Jamaica, the world has like certain things that they say weed and this reggae and the other. But I just want to say, bro, for what you've done for your country is massive. And big up to you. You know, you've been a huge inspiration to a lot of us in England. You know what I mean? And bro, just big up and much more continued success to you, brother. I don't know I don't know how. The last one, the Boasty, the one that just dropped the thingy.
Yeah,
dude. I saw after that came out. I have to send you this meme. Yeah, someone sent me the song and said, "Yo, your boy killed it on this," right? So I heard the song. That's when I first heard it. I was like, "Raw, Sean went hard on this one." So then underneath, he sent me another meme, and it had a picture of you. I don't know if you've seen this, and it's you peeking out of the window of a car. Okay, and on the top it says "Producer." Oh, this song is fantastic. There's absolutely no room for a feature. And then it says Sean Paul, and it's kind of like you peeking out the window.
But bang bang.
But that's why I was like, yo, man, much continued success, bro. You are the guy to call for the features.
Big up, bro.
Yeah, big up, man. Listen, love to the family. Stay safe.
Same way.
Yeah, and
I appreciate it, bro.
Of course.
I see you guys every now and then online. Beautiful family, bro. Big up yourself.
Thank you, brother.
And continued success, bro. You know, we don't know what's going to happen in this world, but we're just stay positive and
absolutely.
And do the same, keep the best intention out there, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Bro, keep your family safe. You keep safe. And listen, bro, I can't wait to rock it on stage again with you, man.
Same way, bro. From Jamaica. No
Boy,
love, bro.
big up, my man.
Yeah, man.
Peace, brother.
Stay safe, bro.
Will do. Thanks, bro.
Cool.
Peace, peace.
Yeah, man. Peace.